Well, definitely, we're turning our attention to what you just saw, the report on farmers' herdsmen clashes, and it's been happening around the country. In this instance, we see the Inspector General of Police visiting this community in Adamawa State to give reassurances to that community. But will all the other communities affected get the reassurance of the Inspector General of Police as well? Joining us now to discuss it is Mr. Moshood, who is the Force Public Relations Officer. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you for having me. Good morning to you and good morning to Nigerian viewing us at home.
Well, this is definitely one attack too many on communities as a result of the clashes between farmers and herdsmen. From what the police have, from the investigations, because we want to believe that the police has been carrying out investigations in all of these attacks, what has the police, the Nigerian police, been able to gather?
Thank you so much. I first of all want to start with the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Putu Idris, MNI, pay particular attention to issue of herdsmen and farmer clashes. You know, this has been ongoing in the country for so many years now, and we can equally say there have been clashes even far before independence between farmer and herdsmen, but there are amicable resolutions have been applied and issues have been resolved because you discover that these are people that live within the same community, the farmer and the herdsmen. If you look at economic factors, they are interrelated because but early this year, the Inspector General of Police, every year the Nigerian Police Force organizes a security summit, and this year we look at herdsmen and farmer clashes, and everybody across the board were brought in to bring their wealth of experience to contribute. The Traditional Ruler Council, the Office of the Inspector General of Police, and the Leadership Newspaper Group organized this conference on the 11th and 12th of May. And the far-reaching way forward were reached, and this was circulated equally to government because the government were equally represented. The President Commander-in-Chief was represented by the Minister of Interior, and the messages were sent across. But a lot of recommendations that were sent across are still being implemented. But in this specific case, you know, we move in promptly. There are issues that have to do with tolerance in the first instance, that when issue happen, you don't take laws into your hand, you let the law take its course. But for every incident of farmer and herdsmen class have been properly investigated. And but because you discover that where people are taken to court, the matter leaves the hands of the police. In Benue, we have taken so many people to court for killing others, because it's not only a clash where you have to inflict injury on the whole village and you kill several people. Even if it's one single soul, you must answer for it. So we have been prosecuting them, but the end result still lies with the justice and the administration that is responsible in ensuring that people are brought together and let them know the implications of this such a class, because it's not good for the economy.
Mr. Moshood, let me understand, when you say that you moved in promptly in this instance, what is your definition of prompt? The attack already happened, the people already lost their lives. The traditional ruler said that he's always emphasized on the presence of security agencies. He's not seeing the presence of security agencies, and that before he could call anybody to intervene in the matter, the damage had already been done.
Thank you so much. You know, where the IG visited, we visited the local government, the community where this incident happened, and the stakeholders were gathered together. We're moving promptly because there will have been a reprisal attacks in other local governments where you have the other group too are dominant. Mind you, Adamawa State have more than 100 ethnic, what they call it, groups, or what we can say ethnic divisions of people of different background, of different language and things like that. And while I say prompt is that the first incident that happened where a farmer was allegedly killed, that was promptly investigated, and the Commissioner of Police and he still moved in, and people were invited to make peace between them and to ensure that that investigation get to the root of it. And when you say prompt, when incident occurred, it is when you receive the complaint that you move in. There are a lot of proactive steps that we have equally taken by ensuring that intelligent personnel are deployed to gather intelligence for us. But I want to say that even devil doesn't know what is in intention of man. It is when you begin to put those intentions into practical activities that we definitely moved in. And we moved in, while I say prompt, is that to stop further attacks on the people and on the villages.
But you admit that you were late in the initial attack?
No, we weren't. We weren't.
Mr. Moshood, I believe that the Nigerian police has the duty to protect lives and property. If under your watch, if under the watch of the Nigerian police, you know, a citizen loses his or her life owing to violence that could have been prevented, the police cannot say that they moved in promptly in that situation, can they?
Yeah, of course we can, because investigations start from complaint, and where for area where...
How does a dead man complain?
No, that's I'm going. People around him will complain. If like in this case, the attacks were simultaneous in all the 5 villages, the 4 villages that were attacked. It was simultaneous.
So let us leave Adamawa State. I'm just wondering,
if you don't allow me to conclude
Mr. Moshood, let's leave Adamawa State. We're looking at, we've seen this over and over again. You talked about Benue State. You said that currently that you have prosecuted people in Benue State. How many people, first and foremost, have the Nigeria police successfully prosecuted?
If you say successfully, you'll be saying some other things, because investigation start from complaint. Police action terminate when matters are taken to court. Whatsoever that happened in court is not our responsibility.
So, okay,
in the criminal justice system,
I'll give you that. How many people then have you taken to court? How many people have been arraigned in court as a result of the arrests made by the Nigeria police?
I think it's beyond that, because I cannot sit down here and tell this is the action number taken to court in Benue. But I know if you speak with if you talk to the people on the street on Benue, because those who are complaining equally go to court. People have been prosecuted in Benue, but it will be difficult, except you want me to start telling you what is not in the book.
In the case of Benue, would the Nigeria police say that they moved in promptly, considering the number of people who have lost their lives in places like Agatu, and we've also seen in Zizaki Biam the attacks we saw on the markets, for instance, shootings in broad daylight. Can the Nigeria police say that for those people who lost their lives, they moved in promptly?
Yes, let's look at what we mean by prompt. When you receive a complaint, there's an incident. Our response rate to distress call in most of the places is less than 10 minutes. In some places, you have less than 5 minutes. When you are planning security, it has to do with development in the system equally. As soon as people can get across to the police, we move in properly. And in addition,
does the police have to wait for people to get across?
No, when 2 people sleep in a room, you wouldn't have the inclination that one person is going to kill the other. Like the incident you have where a wife decided to kill the husband. Will you say police don't move in promptly?
In a situation where an entire community is on fire.
I'm giving you an example.
The police needs to be invited promptly.
No, get what I'm trying to say. We have police divisions, we have police stations across the length and breadth of this country. And when issue happened, we moved in to prevent further attack. And when you have already, like a robbery incident, for example, when you go in to repel a robbery attack and probably to protect the people, there are a lot of things that are involved operationally, so that you don't end up even killing innocent people that must have escaped from the scene of the robbery. So you need a lot of things where there are attacks and people are running in different directions. You have to ensure that you don't even go in, intervene, and kill innocent people that are trying to escape from the attack. And when you move in properly, your presence must be known. You cordon off the area and you ensure that the perpetrators are arrested. And subsequently, massive deployment were done. In case of Benue, up to now, we have our special forces deployed there. And the first CID investigation team are equally there. And the IGP, like IGP promised in Adamawa, there's going to be a special squad. They have already arrived to carry out a thorough investigation, so that if we investigate it to logical conclusion, we'll be able to use that as a basis for it to serve as deterrent, effective deterrent to who will commit the crime in the future.
If these incidences have been happening, you talked about Benue, and indeed across the country, there's Enugu, there's Cross River, there's Benue, there's Adamawa, there's even Jos, that's Plateau State. Do you still need, it's back to that same question, do you still need for someone to complain, for the police to position itself to ensure that these incidences do not happen again?
Thank you so much, and that's why we are going beyond issue of even being reactive. We are proactive in this sense. And that is why the National Security Conference we had was a starting point, because now we have link with the farmers, the others, on daily basis. And equally, the Inspector General of Police, IGP, have directed all Commissioner of Police in the affected state to carry out a stakeholder forum between all these groups. Those are the
ones you have carried out. But what is the plan on ground to ensure that these incidences of Fulani suspected herdsmen attacks on the farmers and farmers clashing and all of that do not happen? What's the strategy?
Thank you so much. We have action plans in place to ensure that this does not happen in the future. And where to start from is the National Security Summit and the Stakeholders Forum. Because if you hear complaint on both sides, you discover that you need a broad-based plan to be able to tackle that. An action plan can be of short time, can be of mid-term, can be of a long-time action plan in terms of security, ensuring that we don't have this problem.
Do we have an idea of how much of weapons are out there? How do these men get these weapons? Because an AK-47 is not cheap.
When we intervene in certain cardinal crises, the area of weapons that we recover that were even being manufactured within the country are huge. And those who are responsible have been arrested and been prosecuted. It's on record. Well, we parade them before the public, for public to know this is what we have done. And we have equally intervened successfully in Benue. Since our intervention in Benue, I don't think I've had any further class. And those are the things we are doing to ensure there is no further class between farmer and herdsmen.
We understand our colleague in Lagos has a question for you. Gimba.
Oh, Mr. Moshood, one is really concerned and looking at the kind of apparatus that the police will have to deploy to protect lives and property. Does it come to you that perhaps the terrain which have been attacked, looking at the topography of those areas, in Jos, for instance, in southern Kaduna, for instance, in even Adamawa, where